My name is Liam McManaman. Today I'm going to look into marriage preparation by asking different students around the Mount a little bit about the subject, if they know their duties and responsibilities. And I'm going to ask them a question about life and love that came from the Second Vatican Council. I'm curious to see how they respond because I know when I came across the subject I was a little unsure about the requirements and what really went into it. So a lot of us think marriage, we think about getting married in the church and stuff, but we don't really think of our duties afterwards involving the church in our married lives or really thinking about all that comes with that. So I'm curious to see what I'm going to find. Alrighty, so first up into the hot seat we have Ian Garrison, a familiar face into the sacraments class. Ian, what elements do you think should be part of marriage preparation to ensure that this ideal is met?
For the ideal of life and love, I think one of the biggest things is couples should definitely have to meet with couples who've been married for a long period of time. I mean, it'd be tough to put a certain number on it because some communities might not have folks that are that old. But say someone who's been married for like 25, 30 years at least, to understand they've been through the ups and downs of marriage, and they can really tell them, like, especially the love part. And then for the life, they could do, I would say, meet with like financial advisors and things that people wouldn't necessarily think of off the start that would be important. But like, how are they going to manage their finances and stuff like that to really ensure that people understand like the seriousness of marriage and how they're together forever and there's nothing they can do to change that. So
a little bit of an advice thing for something bigger than just let's get married.
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
way more. Well, that's great. Thanks for your help, man. I'm curious to see your answer compared to people who aren't in sacraments class and see what they take on it.
Yeah, should
Thanks,
be good.
brother.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Alrighty, so next up into the hot seat is Liz. We're going to ask you a couple questions about marriage prep.
Okay.
So in the Second Vatican Council, they describe marriage as an intimate partnership of marital life and love. What elements do you think should be part of marriage preparation to ensure that this ideal is met?
To meet life and love, you said? I think maybe some sort of process that would help the couple get to know each other a little bit better, to really help each other understand what they love about each other in the process.
That's great. Yeah. So do you think like programs or like maybe like partnering with maybe older couples, like a mentor type thing would be good?
Yeah, I think that would be really good, especially like those couples who are happy,
Cool, like a set an example type thing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, great. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Happy I
it.
could help.
Of course. Next up into the hot seat is Morgan Williams. I'm not sure how religious this guy is, but he's going to give it a shot. So the Second Vatican Council says that describes marriage as an intimate partnership of marital life and love. What elements do you think should be part of marriage preparation to ensure that this ideal is met?
Values that are important to see that it's met are just being good in faith together and going to church together and keeping strong in your faith throughout your marriage.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I mean, do you think that like preparation, like classes and offerings and stuff like that, or do you think they would be beneficial? I mean, you've been through a couple marriages.
In my second of 3 marriages, going to classes were beneficial, but I don't think they proved necessary to ensure a good relationship.
So you think it's more so the people oriented, like they have to?
It's more of the people's individual decision than if a decision should be forced down on you or not.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, that's an interesting viewpoint, man. I'm happy to work with you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Alrighty. Up next, we have Mike Webb into the hot seat. This should be an entertaining one. So, do you know anything about like marriage preparation in the Catholic Church? If not, it's okay. I'm just trying to get a basis first.
No, not really. I don't know anything about that.
Cool. So, the Second Vatican Council described marriage as an intimate partnership of marital life and love. What elements do you think should be part of marriage preparation to ensure that this ideal is met? Meaning it's a life of marital life and love.
I mean, I feel like before going into marriage, even before engagement, maybe even, the two people should definitely know what their life goals are going into that, knowing what they want to do with the rest of their life, like when it comes to having children, when it comes to how long they want to work or where they want to live and everything. Just make sure that their goals meet up and all that stuff.
That's a great point, man, because, a lot of people, it's a kind of debate, like, do you think, like, they should seek, an advisor or something, to look at, like, finances and stuff like that. So you would think, like, that's important.
Yeah, they definitely should see an advisor or something like that.
Yeah, it's not something just to, like, jump into.
Yeah, marriage is a lifelong commitment, so, I mean, you can't just jump into that.
This is true, man. You would know. You had a couple wives by now. It's nuts. So then, do you think, what are your thoughts on, like, classes or, like, having, like, a sponsor couple, married couple that's that's been married, that you can kind of look up to? Like, do you think that stuff is good? Do you think it's not really needed?
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I mean, I don't think that you need them for the rest of your life, but I feel like going into marriage, I feel like that's actually like really critical, because I feel like I mean they've been through the ropes before. They know what's going on and everything. They know how it is. I mean, getting married is a big step in the rest of your life. So I feel like just having people who've been there before that can tell you what it's going to be like after that wedding, I feel like that's really critical. And I feel like that's an important thing to have.
Great, man. Great. Yeah, I think that's about all I got, man. Thanks for all your help. I appreciate it. All right, so up next into the hot seat, we have Molly. Molly's going to do a great job today, I hope. So do you know anything about, like, marriage preparation? Do you have any idea about it in the Catholic Church?
I know you have to, like, go to see the priest, that you want to go to the church, and you have to take a test and do classes together.
Good stuff.
All thanks to One Tree Hill.
Oh, that's a good show. So the Second Vatican Council described marriage as an intimate partnership of marital life and love. What elements do you think should be part of marriage preparation to ensure that this ideal is met?
That's
like,
an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know a lot about it. So do you think, like, like the like having a marriage couple to look up to is something good, like for couples that want to get married, or do you think it's not really needed?
I mean, you can look at it from both perspectives. You can either have you can have someone with a strong marriage in your life that that you want to, like, follow in their footsteps and, like, have that example there. But I don't think it's necessary in order for someone to have a healthy, long-lasting marriage.
Sure. And then, like, you're saying, do you have, like, the same opinion about, like, a class, like, type thing? Like, you don't really need to go to a class? Or do you think classes are good, or?
I think it should be more on the people that are getting married to decide.
Right.
I don't know if a class or a test can prove, like, how much two people love each other and are supposed to be together.
Yeah. And do you think, like, they should definitely, see advisors, to make sure they're able to financially and stuff beforehand, or do you think it's kind of just like, boom, jump into it and handle it when you handle it?
Handle it when you handle it.
Really? Okay, cool. It's good to know. Well, thanks for your help.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. So up next is Crystal. And so in the Second Vatican Council, it said, marriage is described as an intimate partnership of marital life and love. What elements do you think should be part of marriage preparation to ensure that this ideal is met?
Well, there needs to be good conversation about honesty and expectations so that everyone knows what they're getting into.
Sure,
I think that's good.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. But do you think there is, like, you should see, like, an advisor to, talk about, like, other stuff, besides, like, that connection, like, finances and stuff before you get married, or?
I mean, I feel like if you're in a situation where you feel like you can't handle it yourself, then definitely get the professional help to make sure you discuss everything properly. You have a third person, an unbiased source to make sure you all get through everything. But otherwise, if you can handle it yourself, then one-on-one, that's great.
Cool. And then, like, what are your thoughts on, like, a class or stuff? Do you think, like, couples should, like, go through, like, a class, or, like, have to meet with, like, the priest a lot, or to find out their expectations, or, like, what do you think? Like,
I mean, honestly, I feel like sometimes that puts too much strain. Again, like, if it's something you really need, if you can't do it yourself, then definitely go for it. That resource is great for people who need it.
mm-hmm.
But if you can do it yourself, relationships with two people, not with, a class or with you and the priest. So,
would you say it's, like, their duty to, like, become fully prepared before marriage?
you mean the couple?
Yeah.
I feel like the process of marriage, though, you learn to
As
love
you
each
go.
other. You learn as you grow. So you don't have to be 100% ready for each other, but
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Well, that's awesome input. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
I thought doing the interviews was a cool and insightful experience. I liked talking to different students to see their various different opinions about marriage preparation, whether they knew about it, if they knew about the duties involved with it. Like I said before, I hadn't really known a lot of the logistics behind marriage preparation. And knowing it now, I think that the Catholic Church should do more to build awareness and help couples going into marriage realize that there is so much more to it than what people might believe. And I think that if this can grow, this idea that there's more to it, and we need to know what we're doing and our duties as a married couple, a lot of problems that plague couples will hopefully deteriorate. We'd see less divorces, and we'd see happier, healthier homes. And I think this would help society in a whole. So I liked the interviews. They were cool, learned a lot, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.